Crowd Pleaser is still on top with 154.83 feet. That will be hard to beat against this tough reweighted sled.
All right, the dairy farmer now from Floresville, Texas, has got to get this 640 cubic inch engine locked in. He's got to beat 154.83. Watch the orange pylon. He pulls up to a tight hitch. Most of the drivers have pulled near the center of the track here in the pull-off. And it looks like he has broken something on the rear end. You can see the front tires were going around the front wheels, but the rear end was not. Evidently, he has busted the rear end, possibly a drive shaft. But that's going to be it tonight for him. This track is really taking its toll. Carl Staples making one of his best pulls here the first time around, and he has been a part of the six-way pull-off tonight. That truck a little jittery out there as he backs up to the sled. Carl Staples out of Moyock, North Carolina. All right, he's got to beat 154.83. Here's Carl Staples in an 86 Chevrolet. Carl Staples looking real strong here in Birmingham, Alabama. Well, we're glad to have you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the best on the Red Man Series. And here we go, the number 6 truck, Bob Smith. Carl Staples, 146.73 for risky business. All right, sports fans, pulling fans, watch him closely. The Three Bears pulling team, he can do it. Whoa! Bob Smith is so close. I don't know, this one's too close to call. He may be a little short. And you can see that he waited about 100 feet before he really nailed that throttle out there. And Bob Smith is going to be just a little short here tonight. Well, Tom Carneal, congratulations for winning here tonight in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, really glad to win, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you, the fans are behind you. And this has to be one of your biggest wins ever on the Red Man Series.
Yeah, it has been a big one for me. I wanted the farm machinery show. That's the top on my list, but I didn't get that.
Tell us what you did in the pull-off rather than what you did the first round of competition.
No, I just tried to ride the clutch a little further to let the tires hook into the ground a little quicker. But the clutch was hot. It didn't work like I wanted to, but it still, the truck made up for my error.
Well, no question about it, it paid off. Tom Carneal wins the 4x4 modified truck class here in Birmingham, Alabama. I tell you, they love you here, Tom. We'll be right back with our next class, the dragster tractors, right after this. Power class of the evening, the modified dragster tractor. The test puller is so critical in setting the sled at the beginning of any class, but especially here in the modified tractors, we're talking about 5,000 and 6,000 horsepower, pulling about 60,000 pounds. The test puller is critical, but we have got the #1 modified dragster tractor in the country. It'll be Tim Engler from Princeton, Indiana. 3 big Aries engines in his chassis called Mission Impossible. Here we go with tremendous horsepower, Tim Engler. Get ready to hold your ears, everybody. Mission Impossible. Turn it loose.
Tim Engler may have a full pull. We'll have to wait and see what the officials say.
All right, they have just indicated it's a full pull for Tim Engler, but Tim, it didn't look quite as straight as you wanted to make it. You got over on the left-hand side of the track. What happened?
Well, I don't know. We might have kind of hit a little groove there that one of the two-wheelers were going to the left a little bit. We had to hit the right brake pretty hard, but we knew we were first puller and didn't try to get too wild with the throttle. So it looks like we come out pretty good right now. We'll just wait and see how many more get out the end.
Tim Engler takes the early lead here in his triple-engine modified dragster tractor called Mission Impossible. And here comes the toughest modified tractor on the East Coast. From Ware, New Hampshire, this is the SASSY MASSEY. And doing the driving is Phil Patterson out of Richfield Springs, New York. They're running 3 aluminum block Milodon engines. These are drag racing engines. They buy used drag racing engines from the drag racers, And here's the Hemi engines called a Milodon. Nearly 600 cubic inches each. It'll crank about 17 or 1,800 horsepower per engine. Here he comes, the SASSY MASSEY.
SASSY MASSEY swerves hard to the right, losing valuable distance. Tough luck for Phil Patterson.
Well, Bob Elliott's got these front two engines hooked crank to crank. The third engine has a drop box going down to the main drive shaft. Goes right into the rear end. Now the drivers are having a tough time coming off the starting line. Let's see if he backs out of the throttle to set the tires. Going to be short of the 150-foot mark.
A strong run for Fancy Farmer, but nothing like the full pull he needed to match Tim Engler.
Here is the current points leader, ladies and gentlemen, on the 1988 Redman All-American Pulling Circuit. He's got $75,000 worth of engines alone. Watch that hand on the throttle. All of these guys use a hand throttle. Watch the butterflies open up with the superchargers. About 6,000 horsepower. He's got to get locked into the track. He may back out of it to set the tires. He's got to have simply a full pull to tie Tim Engler to send this class into a pull-off. Paul Norman, the All-Pro War Wagon. You can see he got light on the front end. Oh, boy. He missed the weight. He made it more weight out on the front.
We'll be back with more modified tractor action after this commercial message. Stay tuned.
And the Total Sports Network.
When this tractor runs outdoors, he runs 5 engines. Running 3 engines indoors. The mean MISTREATER, Fred Freeman. Watch his right hand on the throttle. Watch those butterflies open up with a supercharger. He needs a full pull to tie from Waitsville, Indiana. Fred Freeman. He had to touch the brake. Paul Norman went to the right. Fred Freeman went to the right. And it's going to be close for second place. Fred Freeman is now number 2 at 167.01. Here's Steve Boening on LaGrange, Texas. His dragster tractor called Orange Crush. And he's got 3 Hemi engines out there. The front 2 crank to crank, the back engine with a drop box. A very popular setup in the modified dragster pulling class. Steve Boening from Texas. A great pull. Steve Boening. Well, your motors came to life. How much horsepower out of these 3 KBs?
Somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000.
I tell you had the power tonight. This is going to be very close for second place. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, Steve Boening with the Orange Crush makes a great run. He's got to be happy with that pull. Here is the final tractor in the class, John Hileman, in a brand new tractor in 1988. Here we go now. He's got to have a full pull to tie. John Hileman. And John Hileman not getting hooked up at all.
Tim Engler wins it all with a fantastic full pull on a track that nobody else in the class could seem to master. Found the groove down the left side and locked it in all the way down. The others tried to follow, but seemed unable to keep it from pulling right. It takes the consummate skill of a puller like Engler to hold one of these big powerhouses all the way down the sideline. Truly a championship run.
Well, I'll tell you, the pulling was great here in Birmingham, Alabama, and the fans loved it. Always one of the biggest shows on the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. I hope you've enjoyed the competition at home. Until next time on the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit, I'm Dave Grimm. So long, everyone.